Let's start here.
Where you want to start?
So Daniel Jones asked the Giants, release me.
Yeah.
That's why he had to presser yesterday and talk to the fans and answer questions from them. He knew it was all over, that they weren't going to let him practice or do anything because they didn't want him to get hurt, because he can't be hurt. Otherwise, that money's going to kick in, so you got to make sure he doesn't get hurt. That's why people don't understand how he went from starting to third string. Right, is because they can't allow him to get hurt in any fashion. Otherwise, I think $23 million of it kicks in as guaranteed. So they're got to put some cottonelle around him and let him go on his way. Get him off the football field.
You got to put him in the freezer or something.
Exactly.
You can't. He can't even walk downstairs like I did. Mess around and get hurt.
But I'm going to stay here. Let me start. And I know there's this sympathetic tour going on in NFL America. Oh, poor Daniel Jones. Look at what the Giants have done to him. It's so terrible. I can't believe it. Oh, my God. Stop it. Daniel Jones is a bad NFL quarterback. There's no other way to describe him, to write it down, to make some sort of, nice cherry and whipped cream topping on what he's done in his body of work, okay? I'm sorry. He's a bad NFL quarterback. And the Giants made a mistake. They made a mistake. They let Saquon Barkley go. They paid Daniel Jones like he was some franchise quarterback, and they made a mistake. And here's the other thing. He doesn't deserve another opportunity. I'm dead serious. As a starting quarterback, I'm not saying there's not a place for him in the NFL as a backup, a third string, whatever you want to do, a quarterback coach, whatever you want to do. But Daniel Jones should not, under any circumstance, be holding a football in the NFL unless he's going to pay back that $40 million minus taxes, okay? Mm-hmm. Here's what Daniel Jones has done with his tenure with the Giants. The Mannings vouch for him. Oh, am I right?
Yeah.
The quarterback family vouch for him. The Giants, Brian Daboll, the Giants coach, who was a miracle worker with Josh Allen. His rep as a quarterback whisperer he didn't do anything with him. He could not fix Daniel Jones. So I don't know. He might have to take quarterback whisperer off of his resume because it didn't work. And the worst part is Daniel Jones probably caused a international incident with all the waste that went on, because even poor kids in Honduras refused to wear his jersey. That's how bad Daniel Jones has been. You know how they get rid of all the NFL stuff.
They send it off who's going to win the Super Bowl, the other team.
They just send them stuff.
Yeah, they send it off.
Because that Patriots 19-0 stuff, that all went to a third world nation.
Yeah, which is so crazy that we just got some people around this country or world walking around with the wrong stuff on. It's some people
It is. Think about that, because you can't sell it.
No, it's some teams right now with a Dallas Mavericks NBA World Championship shirt on right now.
No doubt.
Oh, man.
I'm dead serious. Yeah. And here's my last point. They gave him 6 years. They gave him his whole chance to prove everybody wrong for his potential. You could go take a look. Zach Wilson didn't get that.
Nope.
Sam Darnold didn't get that. Geno Smith didn't get that. You could go on and on. Not 6 years and got cashed out. They didn't get those opportunities. Now they got chances, like Sam Darnold went to 3 or 4 teams, and then he got a chance because there was an injury in Minnesota.
He didn't get it right off the bat.
The Jets didn't say, oh, no, we're riding this out for 6 years. We're going to see if we can develop you into a quarterback. So Daniel Jones got more than enough, and it was, I think, off the strength of the Mannings, right, who had the Giants' ear, who allowed him to get 6 years and the big contract.
Yeah, so there's multiple things to break it down right now. Let's start with nobody was checking for Daniel Jones like that. Nobody was looking at him in college and saying he was supposed to be this franchise savior like that. So they gave someone a chance who was, it was a reach. You know, I like to say it was a Stretch Armstrong. It was a Tayshaun Prince, long arms, Rajon Rondo arms, whoever you want to talk about. It was a long reach to go get Daniel Jones in the first place. And here's where we're commonplace. You and I are going to have this conversation all the time. Pride before the fall. It's okay that you got him for whatever reasons. The Mannings said they saw something. Other people said they saw something. You took him. But you don't have to ride that train for 6 years. You don't have to stay on that train for 6 years. You move on from that train at a certain point. You say, this isn't it. He's not cutting it. And the idea that we have to feel sorry for him when he got more years than so many other people, as you just mentioned. And if we're talking about people that we're going to feel sorry for, somebody who was 24, 44, and 1 is not someone I'm going to feel sorry for. Someone who was given the keys to the franchise. Someone who also, for whatever reasons, didn't work out. We didn't want to give him the money. We let Saquon Barkley go to remain with this guy and keep him here and give him all the opportunities to succeed. Now, I ain't mad at him for fleecing them for that money. That's on them for thinking he was a savior. That's on the Giants for taking that chance on him. Nobody asked him to do that. It's like Matt Flynn, how he fleeced Seattle. My bad. I'm sorry, Patrick. That's on you, boy. I know you were a Seahawks fan. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But Matt Flynn, we ain't seen Matt Flynn since. I don't even know. Is he in America? Don't know where he is.
I think he's on another planet right now, Kelvin.
Yeah, under the planet.
All I know is he's looking at his bank book.
Right.
I'll tell you that.
I'm not mad at these organizations that get fleeced for somebody who throws 6 touchdowns against the Lions. Now Matt Flynn is the savior. For Daniel Jones, who has a solid season, wasn't even that great, because everybody's focused on Saquon Barkley. He had decent numbers, and they feel like he's the one.
And even that year that they beat Minnesota in the playoffs, he had 15 touchdowns in 17 games.
That's what I'm saying.
Those were the numbers.
They're acting as if he was just this dominant force who deserved it. So kudos to him. He fleeced them. He got money. I don't feel bad. If you ever want to ask me somebody I feel bad for, it's Colin Kaepernick. Somebody who had performed, gotten to a Super Bowl, almost won again, I think the year before, and had some success, fell off, wasn't great, but he should have been a backup in this league. But he got fleeced. He got kicked. But
at least he went to the Super Bowl
and was putting up numbers, really numbers.
That big playoff game against the Packers
was right there, a pass interference away from winning a Super Bowl, and then all of a sudden had a conscience and had some things on his heart. And he gets exiled from the league. If you want me to feel sorry for somebody, that's who I'm going to feel sorry for, not Daniel Jones. Now, good luck to him. Hopefully he'll go off fleece somebody else, get his Matt Flynn on elsewhere. But you got 6 years to do something with a major franchise in a major city.
The only time he didn't play was when he was hurt.
Injured, yeah.
And he always came back and got his job.
Never had to really compete. There was no real person. Danny DeVito's cousin wasn't really going to question, put any real challenge to him. So he had all the opportunities in the world. So I don't feel bad for him. I wish him all the best. But you got your chances, and in fact, more chances than most people ever got.
Yeah, I can't see it. I mean, everybody's like, oh, maybe the Cowboys will sign him or what. I'm like, really? Like watching him makes you as a GM or a team president want to run out and go, oh, my God, Daniel Jones is available. I'd rather have Barnaby Jones, Steve.
I'd rather have a person right now on one of these TVs, Jameis Winston. If I'm going to go get a guy who – I'm like, man, I'm telling you, like, for instance, you know how you just talked about Dabble? I feel like there's a quarterback coach that's like, man, let me just get a hold of Jameis. You know what I mean?
Well, we've seen Jameis. We've seen him in Tampa. If you take those 30 interceptions, he led the league in passing.
5,000 yards.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
Play, right.
So I'm like, if anybody, I'm feeling like, man, if let's say I'm a quarterback whisperer, man, if I'm, say Andy Reid wasn't with the Chiefs, obviously with Patrick Mahomes, I'm like, man, I can do something with him. If I can get him to 30 touchdowns and only 10 interceptions and 4,500 yards.
Cut the interceptions down.
So there's other guys that I'm feeling like, all right, if I'm going to do something with, I'm going to do something with him.